Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today we're going to be doing my haul for September. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing all the new bits that I have either bought or received in this haul today. I'm doing this once a month. This way you can know what's going on the channel, like what items will I be reviewing in the next couple of weeks or months to come, and just like some things that I probably want to play with, etc., etc. There are several things here, one thing of which I'm going to be filming with really soon. So I think I want to start with that and then just take you through these different categories. And as you can see, the first bit is actually still in the packaging, so I've only like taken it out of the box, but these are the new Essence bits, and I'm going to be filming with them really soon. In the next week or so, I think on Tuesday already, I may have this video up. There's a new cushion foundation, there's new mascaras in here, a primer, a whole host of lipsticks. I think there are some cheek kind of thing, and these are the fragile things. So these are probably like eyeshadows and stuff. They had some interesting things, but I felt there were less things in the Essence update than there were in the Catrice one. I did, of course, already film with the new Catrice products, so if you do want to see me review those products in a first impression, then go back to that, and that had a lot of new lip products in. So you can be sure that in the next couple of weeks to come, like maybe once a week, I can do a lip video with either Essence or Catrice new lip products. It's insane. There are like 5 or 6 new lip products in every single formula that Catrice has put out. And there's a new liquid lipstick formula that they've done like 12 or 13 shades in even. I'm still missing one of those, I believe. But one of them actually came without a sticker. So I actually need to go into store to figure out which one I'm actually missing. But yeah, that's still a task for another day. And for now, I'm going to be doing a first impression with these first. And then I'm going to be rolling out those lips videos with the Catrice stuff. And the Essence and Catrice products are always reviewed over on the blog if it's not like a lip or an eye product. So eyeshadow palettes I tend to rope into reviews. There were no palettes this time round though. So those I'm going to have to like small eye things I'm going to like roll into a review whenever I need to. But for instance, something like the cushion foundation, I'm going to be reviewing really soon for you. Because I think I want to roll that into my Shop My Stash. I actually didn't over-select my Shop My Stash for September because I knew I would be doing these in a first impression. And I actually want to ask you at the end of my video to know like what product you would like me to focus on first. But I already know I want to put the cushion foundation in straight away. And I think I only have one other foundation in my Shop My Stash at the minute because I still want to test that out. So yeah, loads of new things from Essence that I will be showcasing really soon. So stay tuned if you want to hear my thoughts on all of these bits. Then another new bit that I paid for with my own money, the Essence stuff I always buy. Essence and Catrice don't really do PR, and in the past, whenever they have done some sort of PR, they give you a pre-selected bunch of things, and it's never like the right shades for me. So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'll buy those products myself. But I had gift cards left. So there's like a point system at one of the beauty stores here in the Netherlands, Ici Paris, and they sell things like Chanel and Dior and Huda Beauty, and like they have most of the legacy brands. But they also did these Backstage blush sticks, and I was hoping that they would have those in stock so I could actually try one of these. Because they came out with a reformulated Backstage powder blush, but they're also doing these blush sticks that look like a bigger size of the Lip Addict lipsticks, which I used to own a couple of. Dior packaging is always stunning. I have a lot of it in my Shop My Stash of the lipsticks I used to have because it's just so gorgeous. And I haven't swatched this yet. I did swatch it in store, and I actually like the payoff of the cream version better than I did of the powder version of this shade. And this is a shade I don't have. I have the powder version of the Backstage blush in Pink Glow, the original shade it came in. But this is in Pink Lilac. So this is the lilac shade. I'm very interested to see how this goes. I'm gonna have to roll this into a Shop My Stash in like the next couple of months. Shades like this look best on me if I go super pale in the winter time. I'm still sort of like, I did spend out a lot of time outside in the summertime, and even though I lather on the sunscreen, my skin does change a little bit, and at like right now I just like slightly warmer things on me, and then come November, December, January time, all the way until April, I'm at my palest, and that's when shades like this look best. That's when I want to look like an ethereal fairy. So this is going to come in handy for then, but the gift vouchers I had were valid until like early September. So I went to the store to pick this one up. And the rest of this is all things that either Esther bought me, and you still need to send me a payment link because she was very kind, because I was traveling to Japan. I was like, Sydney Grace's Christmas in July sale, I'm gonna have to skip it because that's going to arrive around the time that I'm in Japan otherwise. And there were only a few bits I wanted, but they had some interesting sounding mystery bags this time round again. And then Esther very kindly like slipped a couple of extra things into the order as well. So I no longer remember of this set, like what is it that Esther gifted me and what are the things that I told her to get me. But she very kindly made a bulk order, you can say. But these are all Sydney Grace things. And the mystery bags this time around came in these really beautiful boxes. So I know when I'm going to send out the giveaway prize for the giveaway winner, that I'm going to reuse one of those boxes to pack up some of the things because it was really beautiful. There were some new cream cheek products, and these have me super excited. I already swatched these bits. There are going to be bits in here later on that I haven't managed to swatch yet before sitting down to film this video. But there's a new blush. Look at this shade. Oh, it's so beautiful. And one of the gripes that I had with Sydney Grace's cream cheek products in the past, especially the bronzers, is that the undertones weren't right for me. It wasn't light enough. It wasn't the right undertone. But these, minus the highlighter, because the highlighter is but I have another one of the highlighter still that I already owned. This is a little bit peachy for me, but I think it can still work for me. I sometimes like a peach highlighter, so I'm not gonna, it's sort of like a don't knock it till you try it kind of thing, but the blush and the bronzer in this look especially promising. So very curious to see how that goes. And then there were a bunch, and I think some of these Esther just gifted me, and some of them were from the mystery bags. But the Sydney Grace's cream shadows are absolutely amazing. They are very pigmented. You only need a little bit. They do fun shades, like you can see here in the back what the shade is. And this is how much product, this is full. And it's like, I don't know how much product you even get in here. It's a lot. You will never be able to use these up in your lifetime because with liquid shadows, you only need a little bit very often. But it has some beautiful shades in, and I can't wait to start playing with these. I have a bunch of these already. Sometimes the deeper things I end up decluttering, but look at these two. These are the light ones. Like, you need to look at this little stripe at the back. Those are the shades. So one of them is a little bit more pinky. The other one is a little bit more golden toned. I think those could actually work as face highlighters as well. They kind of look like it. And then these are the two deeper things. So like a purpley thing and like a bluey gold. They're very interesting looking. Then one of the mystery bags came with brushes as well. And then I know because she put it in her card that she included, she got me the Mountain Trail. I didn't ask for this, but Esther was like, this is my favorite palette. I need you to try it. And they're discontinuing it. So that's why I wanted to get you this. And I was like, okay. And it looks beautiful. And if there is a time in my life that I love shades like this, it's the fall time. So it got here just on time. Look at how stunning this is. And Sydney Grace, you know this about me. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. So I don't mind having a little bit extra Sydney Grace in my life. And then the reason why I wanted to place the order was their new launch. This is the Cozy Café. It came out over the summertime. This is the light version of that palette. Sydney Grace always does a light and a deep. And this is beautiful. Something that was still missing from the Sydney Grace lineup was a good cooler tone palette. This has beautiful cool tones in the bottom row. The pinks, a little bit coral leaning on my skin tone when I swatched it. So I'm curious to see what it looks like on my face, because sometimes shades can look different. And then these beautiful sort of murky green leaning neutrals. Really, really beautiful. Perhaps still not as cool toned as I like my palettes to be, but an interesting palette nonetheless from like a neutral lover standpoint. And this, it just looks pretty. I like their imaging on the front as well. They always have these beautiful things. And then the majority of the mystery bags actually contained single shadows. So I've put the single shadows into this empty Coastal Scents palette that Esther also gifted me in one of her other packages. And here is what that looks like. So it was some warmer tones in there, but also some really beautiful like green things. Esther also put a couple of extra bits in. And then just really lovely things, I have to say. So I'm gonna have to at some point like fill this up with other Sydney Gray shades, because I believe I still have the other shades from some other mystery bags in a separate palette as well, or maybe I already put those in with my other shades, I don't know, but they do some really lovely singles as well, and these came from the mystery bags that I got. So really pleased with those, really lovely eyeshadows, so I'm gonna have to have a play with those off camera sometime as well, and then rope them into my singles collection that way. And then Esther, crazy woman that she is, had some spare Odin's Eye bits. She's like, I'm sending them to you. So she got me the Spring Dragon palette. I don't know how she got these. Like, I don't know how she got her hands on this one. I love the packaging. That's never the issue with Odin's Eye for me. And also, the color story looks okay. It's pastels, so I'm not too sure about this. It's a bit brighter than what I would normally go for, but it looks pretty. And I figured this way I can actually test out a later Urban Decay, a later Odin's Eye palette again. Odin's Eye is a brand I used to love, but I fell out of love with them when their formula started to change. So I'm still hoping to one day find an Odin's Eye palette that I love. And then these two I think are highlighters from different collections. Yeah. So I don't know what these will do. I haven't even opened them yet, but she got me two Odin's Eye highlighters as well. And from Odin's Eye, I've tried their eyeshadow, but I haven't tried anything else. So this can be a nice test. And then all the next bits are still in their packaging because I placed myself a monolith order after my vacation. So when they had their last drop in August, I knew there were bits that were either dropping that I wanted to get or that had already dropped that I wanted to get. And then they were like, oh, but you're already back from holiday. We didn't know. So good of us to let you, like, good that you let us know. We'll put some extra PR in your package when you place the order. And so they sent me these things. So these two things I didn't pay for. And then the rest of this I did pay for. And then someone told me now how to say it. Ophiuchus? Is that how you say it? Ophiuchus. Is this chus or cuss? I don't know. It's got too many syllables, and it's probably like, I think it was a Greek name. Greek, like it's some sort of like mythical creature. That's what the person explained to me as well. I'm gonna have to look this up and like look up the pronunciation of it and like bang it into my brain, because else I don't know. The problem with these kind of loan words is that in Dutch we would say them very differently from how you would say them in English, and that always messes with my brain because very often I will know the Dutch version very well, but then I don't know how to Anglify it, or the other way around. Like I will sometimes only have heard these words in English and then I never know how to say them in Dutch. So I'm always a mess with these kind of words, so I do apologize. But I love the imaging of this fire-breathing snake. It's sort of like an infinity sign as well. I just love the styling. This is by Terra Moons, by the way. I forgot to say that in my enthusiasm for the name. Really beautiful greens in here, and then some teals, some warm tones. The shimmers seem really lovely. I haven't swatched this yet, though. But it's looking promising. Not something I would have picked up for myself, but definitely now that I have it, I'm like, that is a beautiful palette. So Can't wait to play with that. These things are probably going to go into my October Shut My Stash, just so you know. And then the Bonfire from Glaminatrix they also sent me, which I'm very grateful for. Again, is this a palette I would have picked out for myself? No. Why are you stuck? And this, again, it has the same plastic layer as the Nearly Natural that I already talked about on the other day. But this is the Bonfire. Again, beautiful greens, cool tones, and then these spicy warm tones. I'm liking this. It's a really beautiful fall color story. Of course, once I start to use this outside of reviews, I'm going to ignore the oranges. You guys know this about me. But I quite like those reddish berry tones. I like the look of that. But yeah, this looks beautiful. It does kind of remind me, though, of what the Nocturnal used to look like, and those undertones never really went together for me, so I hope I have more success with this. But I've mentioned this a lot lately, that how, like, the whole Glaminatrix brand is really interesting to me. They have been doing some really good things. I'm loving their formula. I just hope that this is the same formula that I love from things like the Nearly Natural and their Barely Basics and the Sugar and Spice and stuff like that. Is that what they called, Sugar and Spice? The pastel-y one with the neutrals. I keep forgetting what it's called. Then I have this Dior. I never know how to say this. Dior. Can someone help me out in the comments how to pronounce this brand? I don't know. But this is the Magnetic Mineralia. And this is one that I picked up myself because the minute this was announced, I was like, yep. It's sort of like cool tone neutrals with a pop of like murky greenish yellow. I'm here for it. Again, not something I've swatched before. I have tried this brand before, though. I've tried their Wild of the Wildflower. What was it called? It came out last year. I tried that one, and I liked the formula okay, but not something that made me go like, ooh, I need to try everything by this brand. And then they did this, and I was like, that color story looks like right up my street. And again with the snakes. I love the snake themes that we're seeing. I hope more brands do it, because I like a grungy thing. And then a lot of you were telling me how much you were loving the Unoriginal Nudes by Bella Beauty Bar. And of course I had to test her out. Bella Beauty Bar is another indie brand that I'm currently really loving. So if they're doing an Unoriginal Nudes palette, a very neutral, boring... But I'm boring when it comes to eyeshadow. I love shades like this. I can wear this every single day. It seems to have some interesting shimmers in. I'm really liking this like dusty rose mauvey sort of situation that's going on. Seems to have some taupey browns. Yeah, I think I'm going to have fun with this. I just hope, because this is one of those palettes where I'm like, this could be warmer toned than it looks in the pan, because it has the black background that could skew a little bit what the undertones are going to show up like once I put it on my face. But like I said, haven't swatched these yet. Still need to put them all over my body, you could say. And then I got some Cosmic Beauty. I already showed you these bits in my eyeshadow palette collection video the other day. So if you're like, hey, but I already saw these, but yeah. It was in there. The Muse from Cosmic Beauty is one I didn't own yet. And apparently this is the last time they're restocking it. So I was like, you know what? I just need to snatch it up if I want to. It seems to be beautiful fall color story as well. Like for fall, these kind of shades I think are going to be beautiful. So this is of course the older Cosmic Beauty formula. So it's going to be good to compare it to their newest release. I got the Smolder. You know, who do you think I am? Like, I just told you, I'm boring when it comes to my makeup choices, and if a brand does something that looks like it could be a really beautiful cool tone color story, you know I have to try it. And this looks like what I wanted Cool Trolls to be. Yes, it has a pop of blue, but everything here seems to be a cooler neutral, especially these two shades in the middle. But here again, is it going to be as cool toned as it looks? That's the question, and I'm going to answer it for you once I get to test these out. Like I said, I will probably be selecting these for October, because that was also one of the reasons why I sort of slowed down, because I was like doing the calculations for my eyeshadow palette review for August, and I was like, if I use all of these bits in August, I will run out of eyeshadow palettes to try before the end of the year gets here, because there isn't anything else on my wish list. There is a lot of makeup being announced all the time, and I'm like, I'm good. I have everything I need. So there isn't just anything that's super high on the list. Like, I now have the new Essence and Catrice bits to play with. That's probably going to be most of my September and October. So I have 2 months to really figure out what I want to do for November and December. But I'm like, you know what? What if nothing else is being launched that I actually enjoy? Part of me is like, you know what? Fall is usually like my favorite time of year. That's when we get the best releases, I find. So I'm very curious to see what's going to be announced, but there just isn't really anything that's on the wish list currently. So there are some bits. I have a couple of trips planned towards the end of the year. So I know I will be able to hit up a Sephora and like do some beauty shopping. But if there isn't anything in particular I want to get, it's just gonna be me being a bit nosy and having a browse, which is fine by me as well. So thanks so much for watching me here today, and then I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. This is just a fun little video I like to do to showcase and sort of like keep me accountable, you could say, so that when you see something new coming in, that you know, okay, I can expect her to be reviewing that soonish. I like to take my sweet time though with my reviews, so it always takes a little bit more time than most creators on this channel, but you do know I get round to it eventually, and I think pretty much everything I have in my makeup collection has a review up, unless something is super old from way back in the day when I would not, like, I didn't have this like system where I was like, oh, I need to take pictures and review it, and there used to be a time where this wasn't like top of mind, but yeah, it's becoming less likely that there's something in my makeup collection that I didn't review for you guys. So most of it is up either on the blog or here on the channel. So if you want to see any reviews, then make sure you check one of those spaces, and then I will see you again really, really soon with a new video. Bye-bye.